Reitov. I'm a program manager at Freemuse. It's an international organization which advocates freedom of musical expression. And it's important to remember that music has its own rights in society. It's actually guaranteed in the UN Conventions of Freedom of Expression. We tend to forget that music is as important as the written word. Maybe because many of us live in part of the world where the written word is very important. We have newspapers and we're used to write, but we sometimes tend to forget that music provides us with various kinds of pleasure experiences, but also as a comment to the world we live in, and especially in many of those countries where people don't have access to free media. It's often the singers who play that role of being the voice of the voiceless, which sounds a little bit cliche, but that's actually what happens in many societies, because the combination of words and music, and young people know it obviously in any generation, whether it's my own generation who grew up with rock and roll or the generation today which have grown up with hip-hop, that through music and with lyrics you can express your frustrations, your aspirations. It's a very vital part of our cultural heritage, and in these days we often in terms of national policies of call to talk about cultural diversity. We must remember that arts, including music, is a human right. We've seen music censorship in all parts of the world. Many people remember Victor Jara, who was a protest singer in Chile, was killed by the fascist regime in 1971 because he was a protest singer. In the US recently we saw the Dixie Chicks, a very popular country group who was #1 on the charts because they criticized Bush and the war in Iraq. Immediately hundreds of radio stations banned their music, they received death threats and so on and so forth. We see the problems of many minorities where national control bodies, that being the military or the broadcasting stations, ban their music. We see that in Turkey there's been a long denial of the Kurdish culture. We see that in China with the Tibetan culture, the Uyghur culture. So it's something that is much more widespread. And of course what we basically see in the media today is often when radical Islam attacks music, because it's spectacular and it's something that the media also likes to portray, but we don't see all the other conflicts.